My name is Nellie Bethel. I am 21 years old and I'm from Denmark, Copenhagen, Denmark. My stage artist creation name is Originelli, and everything I do creatively has that name. Personally, it's just Nellie. I have been dancing for almost 10 years now. I started when I was 11 to like dance for real, having the goal of becoming a dancer, a professional dancer. So about 10 years, but I danced before that as well.
And who or what inspired
Alright. Well, everything and anything. I'm very inspired by honest movement. Just people who have an impact when they move. You can tell that their heart is in what they do. I love the feeling it gives you, and I can really get inspired by anybody who gets down in a circle or even in class, but more so the freestyle perspective of dance really gets me and really inspires me a lot, and that's what made me fall in love with dancing. When I was about 10, 11 years old, I watched a video called Wreck Shop, which is an old school documentary of New York hip hop dancers, New York house dancers, this freestyle culture dancing, and the whole Mop Top family was in that video dancing. If you guys don't know them, look them up because you should know them. And it was just so crazy and so inspiring, and that video has been like my Bible since. I have looked at that video so many times, and that just kind of made me fall in love with dancing and with the freedom of it. So that's what got me started with the freestyle culture, and then I've watched a few music videos that made me really hooked on like getting there. Like I wanted to become a real dancer. Some of Missy's videos has inspired me so much, so much. So basically just any kind of honest, funky, groovy movement with emotion in it that goes to the music is what I love.
when people coming up, dancing, where you're from? Did people try to deter you and say, "Oh, dance is a hobby. There's no future in it. You're not going to have a career"? And
Always.
what did you think that made you feel that they were wrong? What did you see? The light of the end of the tunnel. What did you see then that you knew that they were wrong? What they were saying?
Well, I think people are always going to try to tear down dancing, and people are always going to kind of ask you, well, okay, cool, you dance, but what are you going to do after? Or, but do you have a job? And I'm like, you don't see me working? Like, you don't see the sweat? Like, damn. So, I always came back at them with the answer of like, dance is my work, and I will make it happen because that's what I want to do, and that's my answer. And really, I didn't see any other way for me. I liked being in school, but I didn't really love it. My grades were good, but I didn't really see why I had to continue that way because I really wasn't myself when I wasn't dancing, and so that was just kind of clear to me. Then when I started getting work, I just realized that I could make this happen. It was really hard, and you have to fight for it and really want it, but once it starts rolling, you just realize that you can make a living out of doing what you love the most in the whole entire world, and so you just really start fighting really hard for it. And whenever anybody hits me with a question of don't you have a real job, I just laugh at them and I just tell them come to class and see how you would do doing what I do, and then we'll take it from there. And they're like, okay. And they never show up. So
How is it for a young female dancer like yourself going back and forth between the mainstream industry dance scene and also the underground?
Yeah. Well, I come from Copenhagen, and I started dancing there, and I really started dancing in a studio, but I fell in love with the hip hop freestyle culture, and pretty quickly I was exposed to the hip hop underground scene, and I kind of knew that that's where I wanted to be. And so I would go and I would try to get down in the clubs, even though I was hella underage. I got in, and I was there, and getting down. And so that was kind of what that was what I really loved and what I really wanted to be a part of. And so I just trained really hard to be in that. So when I moved out to LA, when I came out here, it took me about like 5 or 6 months to actually get used to the commercial aspect. And you're always going to be who you are, but I felt like I was cheating on myself. I felt like I was not being honest with myself, dressing sexy and being in heels in an audition and doing all this dancing, because to me it looked like stripper dancing with no pole. And I felt like my dignity was taken away. I felt like I was being nasty. Like I couldn't really take it in the beginning. And then after a couple of months, I realized that this is work and this is fun. And this is just all an act. Like this is just, I don't know, it's fun. It's still dancing, and it's a character that you get into, and it's